following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Insider's Edge podcast here on the WZWA Network. I'm your host with the most on the West Coast, Karlifornia Inferior. It's a joy to be with you all once again. And speaking of a joy, right here, right now, I get to talk to one of the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. And you know, they say gorgeous ladies of wrestling, but I didn't realize it meant this gorgeous, because right here, right now, I'm talking to the one, the only, the incomparable Hollywood. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much. That is a lovely introduction this morning. I love that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And like another thing that I want to say, just to continue my flirting, is, I thought by meeting you here, right now, that I died and gone to heaven. I thought it was gorgeous ladies of wrestling, not gorgeous angels of wrestling. I mean, my
You're
word.
so sweet.
Look at that head of hair. Unbelievable.
Thank you. You got me in the morning. I got ready for you today, so thank you kindly. And I did bring my coffee as well. You're going to bed and I'm waking up.
That's generally how it works, being from the other side of the planet. But Hollywood, thank you so much for being on the show with me. Before you were in Glow, first question, were you a wrestling fan before you joined the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling?
Such a great question. And I would be lying to you if I said yes, I was, but I was not a huge fan. And back then, I mean, what was there to look at? Gorgeous George and a bunch of men. I know my grandfather watched it, but I did not watch it. I wasn't a fan, but of course, I became a fan quickly.
You have to.
Once I became a wrestler, yes, of course. Yeah.
And you're tremendous at that, that's for sure. Another question. So I'm sure you've been asked this many times, but how did you find out about Glow? Because I've had Roxy on the show, I've had Sunny, the California girl, on the show, but they were only there like after the first season. I believe you were there from start to finish, from my research.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong.
But
no,
you're
I'm
correct.
All right, I'm doing good so far.
You are correct. And I did the pilot. They needed 12 girls for the pilot. So no one heard of Glow. There was no such thing as GLOW. When the other girls had come on, Glow was already on television. So they were fans right away of the show. For me, I had no idea. We didn't know what it was called. It was an audition. I went down to the audition. They needed 12. They wanted 12 girls for a pilot. Fast forward, I was one of the 12 that they picked. So I was one of the first original Glow girls. I did the pilot. And then from there, I stayed on to do season 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I got to see a lot of women come and go. You know, it was a time when there really wasn't women wrestlers on television, if you think about that. So I think we broke the glass ceiling, as they say, for having an all-women show on television, especially at that time.
Definitely. And one thing I was to ask you about as well is, you do this audition, you start doing this show. Obviously, there's a portion of time where they have to think of characters for each person. How was the Hollywood character thought up?
I love that question. So when they were auditioning women, they had 12 slots and they already had names for every character. So they were looking for women to fill those spots. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, please give me Hollywood or Vine, or give me Tina or Ashley, because those are the only ones that I'm going to think that I could fit that bill. And when they said you're Hollywood, I'm like, yes. I'm like, what a perfect, being originally from Southern California. So I could definitely get with that character Hollywood easily. I mean, I live 10 minutes over the hill from Hollywood. I grew up in Burbank, California. So when they said you're going to be Hollywood, I go, this is going to be right up my alley. I can vibe with her real well.
Excellent. You're wearing the
Yeah,
Kiss shirt, so I'm wondering,
right.
were you into the hair metal, the glam metal? Is it because I feel like you look like you could have been, just judging from the videos I'd seen, you could have been in like a White Snake music video or a Motley Crue music video. Uh,
Right, right. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? But we were young, and during that 80s time, I was living in Las Vegas. So, but growing up, late 70s, Kiss, all the boys in seventh grade had these Kiss shirts and Kiss hats and Kiss belts. I'm like, oh my God, I got to listen to Kiss. So in seventh grade, I bought Kiss Alive 2, and I knew every song and every lyric on that particular album. And then I got into Aerosmith, and you're wearing an Aerosmith shirt, and Black Sabbath, um, uh, Boston, and different Van Halen. Oh my gosh, I'm a huge Van Halen fan. I just wish I would have been old enough so that I could have gone to their would went hand in hand. So going back to the wrestling, Motley Crue videos. That is kind of where I got, and the Scorpion videos is where I kind of got what the wardrobe should be for our characters. So if you look, I'm not wearing the same outfit over and over. I switch it up. So I would go into Hollywood and I'd get us the animal print. I love animal print. So I would get Janet, a slice leopard one piece, and I'd get a zebra one piece. So there are different times where you see us wearing different costumes. I didn't even ask wardrobe if it was okay to wear these outfits. I just put them on. And then, of course, looking at some of the videos, we wanted to be like the video vixen. So we got a corset that we're wearing and gloves, crimping our hair. So I kind of made Hollywood and Vine more rock and roll, at least for my character, a little bit more rock and roll, just
I
because that was my thing. That's what I liked.
Very cool. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah,
So
right.
that original crew of ladies, who out of that original crew of ladies did you make friends with first and gravitate towards?
So the first girl that I really loved was a California girl, who only stayed into it. Her name, I can't even think of her first name right now. Long, long blonde hair. Uh, and she was our first California doll. And I loved her. And then she went away. And then we had Matilda the Hun. What's not to like about beautiful Matilda the Hun? The cool thing about it was me and Vine were her seconds. So when Matilda came out, who came out with her? Hollywood and Vine, which gave us more airtime, by the way. And she was a hoot to work with because she knew so much. Um, so I gravitated more to the bad girls since I'm a heel. So hanging out with the bad girls was great. Tammy Jones was fun, and I got to tell you, in the beginning, they picked four of us to pitch our show because we did the pilot first. So there was four of us: Tammy Jones, myself, Americana, who I loved, even though she was a good girl, Americana, and Matilda the Hun. So us four went to New Orleans, and we went with David McLean and our director Matt Simber, and we pitched the show, and we sold it. So I quit my regular job, which was in the medical profession, and went to live in Vegas in April of 1986 and continued to do all four seasons of Glow.
Unbelievable. This is like I wish I could just talk to you for 10 hours because I'm sure there's so much that we could talk about.
We'll come back. We'll just have to come back.
We'll do a part 2 one day. Your first match, the
Perfect.
choreography that goes into it. Please tell me about like the first outing and what went into that. For somebody
Right.
just starting out, that must be quite the experience.
Well, back then it was called kayfabe, so they didn't want you to talk about anything. But we wrote down all of our scripts, so everything that we did from the beginning to the middle to the end, we had to write down. Of course, that's going to cut down on your injury. So the first match, that infamous match, is against Tina and Ashley, and those beautiful girls were so talented. They were cheerleaders. They had been in front of a live audience. And so they were very comfortable I thought, with an audience and comfortable with cameras, which Vine and I were not. I was scared to death. But the match went on well. And unfortunately, Bad Girls never won back then. So we're losing matches and we're brats. But Mondo Guerrero was our trainer. He was a fantastic trainer for us. So we were very lucky to have him. We trained with Mondo for 2 months, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday nights. So I'd work during the day and learn how to wrestle at night. And we were just battered and bruised, and you're using muscles that you're not used to. But I was into it. I didn't give 100%. I gave 110% because I really wanted that gig, and I really wanted our characters to shine. As much as we had to lose, we were still winners in our audience's eyes, because when Vine and I lost, people were booing the good girls. They wanted us, to dominate. So it was a pretty fun time. And what's not to love about the 80s? Glow, hair metal, rock and roll, Wonder Woman, and us.
Absolutely. And to be perfectly honest, I prefer Bad Girls. And I'm sure a lot of people out there prefer Bad Girls because they're more fun. They're more fun. I mean, let's be honest.
They are more fun. I wrestled one of the girls, the farmer's daughter, the girl that I was wrestling, who is no longer with us, is Becky Mullen, who played Sally, the farmer's daughter. They put her and I together, and those were the best matches, because her and I, in real life, at the time, we went to the same high schools. So we are trying, each of us, to win those matches, and they were real. When Sally threw me in somewhere, she threw me so hard, I just pick her up and throw her back in as hard as I could, step on her. But, we knew the same people growing up. So at the same token, here I am going, I can't lose to this girl. And I did. But they made for the best matches, since we just, acted like we hated each other. And probably there was this little animosity and a little jealousy here and there, but that made for the best matches. So anybody who's watching this and never heard of Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, the first Glow, not Netflix Glow, go back and watch the matches between myself and the farmer's daughter, because you're going to get your money's worth. That was for sure.
Yes, I just watched a match between you two about an hour and a half ago, and I can tell you that I vouch for that.
Our hair just, no fear. Let me tell you something, because when you're 20s, how do you have fear? There is no fear. Now that would have been, hey, if we would have had the internet and advertising and all of that, wouldn't that have been cool? We would have been, had no fear as our advertisement, or someone backing us. That would have been such a cool commercial. No fear, and then show a wrestling match. All of a sudden, I'm thinking of these things now. I don't know why I'm thinking of them now, but wasn't thinking about that part of the business. That's one thing that I've learned. It would have been so cool to help direct the show, as opposed to being a talent. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about talent. And, as I got older, I thought, wow, behind the scenes is really cool too. So, I had started my own company, Hollywood Productions, where I could produce it, where I could direct it, and be in it all at the same time. It's a challenge, but it's a challenge that I love. So I still do that, obviously, today, which is pretty cool. I don't see any of the other ladies wrestling very much. I see them behind the scenes doing other work and different things that probably isn't as physical. Some people can do the physical and some people can't. A lot of people got hurt. A lot of the ladies moved on, got married, had children, and did their own thing. But I still continued to keep the Glow name going from day one, doing the conventions, doing the signings, comic books. I have I have 3 comics. One many, many, many years ago by Pen and Ink, and then a brand new one that came out last year, which is pretty cool. Yeah, comics are great, by the way.
That's excellent
They
stuff.
just are. Yeah.
Very cool. So as you alluded to with Sally the Farmer's Daughter and the physicality of the matches and all that, well, I was watching the footage earlier. I've seen quite a few Glow matches in my time, and it feels like the ring didn't have a lot of give. It looks very rough, but maybe, I don't know, that's just coming from my perspective. Were there a lot of moments where you got hurt in the ring?
Never. I was one of the very few lucky ones that did not. I worked out a lot. I was in, for me, good shape. I probably was 115 pounds today. What am I, 123? So I've gained 10 pounds, but in hopefully in the right places, right? But I was like Gumby out there. And you know, the interesting thing that I wish I could have seen is the edited versions or the versions before they edit it, just to critique myself better, because we didn't get to see ourselves on television. I don't know if the other ladies told you, Matt would not have it on in Nevada. So the TV show was not on in Nevada. But it would have been great if we could have critiqued ourselves a little bit more to see what we look like, to see how, we're posted it like we're in a hold, just to make things 110% better. So, to me, looking at yourself and critiquing is very important. But we didn't get to do that. Hey, we were just happy that we were on TV and that we were performing for our fans. And we didn't know how popular we were because we didn't get fan mail. So we didn't know. I mean, we didn't know until we started doing some of the talk shows. And of course, being on tour in Houston, Texas, we were very, very well received. It was probably the most people that I've ever seen. And I heard someone say there's 30,000. We never had 30,000 people ever to watch us. We might have had 5,000 people, which looked huge to us. And to see little kids holding signs, wearing the hair the same way you do, the colors, that is like, you're doing your job and you're doing it well when you have little kids imitating what you look like. And that was the biggest high for me, to see those smiles on their faces.
Definitely, that would be amazing. One thing that I
Yeah.
also thought was amazing, which I watched earlier tonight, so I have to bring it up. Family Feud against WCW.
Yes.
Glow versus WCW. You were the team captain.
Yeah. Right.
I loved both episodes that I saw. Please tell me about the experience. And to be perfectly honest, I'm just going to say, I feel like you and Sting were kind of flirting a little bit. Just,
Oh,
it's a
like
bit of a
so
feud,
funny.
but it felt like there was a bit of a flirting going on.
If I didn't have a boyfriend back then, we probably would have dated. I can guarantee you. I just didn't take it to the next level. But we were flirting and we were the team captains, and they put the best for the team captains. And I'm looking because we had I did 10 different episodes. So there was the Candyman, Jim Ross,
Tom
the
Zank.
Steiner brother. Yep, Animal was in one of them.
Right. Wow.
We had Mountain Fiji in some of them. Godiva, of course. Justice, Jackie Stallone, Sally the Farmer's Daughter. Did I say Jim Ross?
Yes.
And Demand Tom Zink, Brian Pillman. So we did several shows with I had to write those all down because I couldn't remember all of their names. What a fun show. And of course, we played for charity. So any money that we won or didn't win, we didn't win a lot of money, but whatever we did went to a foundation. And, you do those things for those reasons alone. I wish they could have put Glow or Glow Netflix on today with the celebrities on the Family Feud that they have coming out, now. That would be kind of fun. Coming back. Oh my gosh. I would love it.
That would be really
So
cool.
if anyone's watching, have some Glow Netflix characters and some old wrestling, the vintage Hollywood's coming back. That would be fun.
Definitely.
It would.
Like, to be perfectly honest, you were so feisty during the episodes that I saw. I already thought that you were attractive, but the feistiness made you more attractive. I just want to say that. So
Did it really? Didn't make it really?
I felt so. I felt so.
Oh, you're very kind. You're very kind. Hi, my little kitty came to visit. Did you come to visit? Come here, say hello.
Oh,
Look who
please
this
say
is.
hello, please.
This is Jaja.
Oh, you got to be
This is
kidding
Jaja.
me.
Oh, I love her. Okay, Bubba. She came to visit.
Gorgeous.
Come here. She's beautiful. She's my Russian blue. Taja. Anyway, sorry about that.
That's okay. I love cats, so it's welcome anytime. But you
Oh,
mentioned
I'm looking
yes,
at your belt back there. That's very cool. I just see the belt in the back.
that's my belt right there.
Very nice. I love it. And I wanted to thank you because you've done your due diligence and you are very good interviewing, knowing what we've done. So thank you for that.
You're
I did a
welcome.
podcast last night too, and I love when people come up with certain things that that they did watch or they did see this, and so kudos to you. That's very cool.
You're very welcome. And you did mention Glow the TV show, so got to go there. Ask the question. What did you think of
Sure.
it? I know it wasn't like a blow for blow story of what actually happened. It was kind of like influenced by the original
You're
Gorgeous
right.
Ladies of Wrestling. But what did you think of
So
the show?
I like the show. So for me, as soon as it came out, of course, everybody thinking, are the Glow Girls from the 80s going to be in the show? It would be great to do a cameo. So that didn't happen. That's okay. I started watching it. And I thought anything that promotes the Glow brand is a winner. A lot of girls will disagree because a lot of us disagreed about it. Some girls didn't understand that when you do a TV show, you have to add drama. Okay, you have to bring an audience back. So if you see Mark Maron do cocaine, oh well, he did cocaine. Matt did not. He liked to gamble. That was his vice. It doesn't have to be verbatim. It makes for a good show to bring back your audience for the next week and the week after that. So I liked the show. I thought in the third season it was a little different. I wanted to see more wrestling, and it seemed like they were going through each other's, their individual lives. It started going down that road. But it would have been nice if they could have come back with a season 4. But we all know that COVID, closed a lot of things down, and that was one of them. So I was happy because it put the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, the original girls, back into your, view. You will do the shows, and I have people asking me, "Oh, I really enjoy Glow Netflix. You did such a good job," and I'm like, "I'm not on Glow Netflix. I'm one of the originals from the show 35 years ago." So I guess that's a good thing, thinking that I'm on the show. But I thought the actresses and the actors did such an amazing job. So thank you, Glow Netflix and Gingy Cohen, for having that vision. She, not really a vision, but going back in time and saying what happened to the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. We all know that I'm pointing over here because I have a poster that she got that when she watched that 2012 documentary that Brad and what are their names? Brad and Brett. Brad and Brett did. They wanted to know where everybody was at. So thank you guys for doing that for us.
Very nice. I hate to skim through the Glow experience too much, but one question I have for you is when your original Glow was taken off the air and it was over, how did that make you feel? And what was the first thought? Like, what am I gonna do now?
That's exactly.
You're used to being creative every week. You're used to being creative. You need to fill that void. What are you gonna do?
So much. You just said exactly what I got that phone call and was like, what? Now what am I going to do? I mean, that was exactly my thought. So I started working that was sad because we didn't get to say goodbyes to any of the girls. It was kind of like when Vine left. Vine left in season 3 and Vine took off and I never heard from her. That's like, oh my gosh, you don't get to say goodbye to the girls that you've been working with for a while. What am I going to do now? Well, what do I do best? I have been wrestling 4 years, not 2, but I have 4 years of wrestling. So what should I do? I should just go back, start my own company, work for some smaller companies, do some indie wrestling. And that is exactly what I did. If I was smarter, Matt always said the one thing that disappointed him is nobody became an actress. Now, if somebody would have been pushing the Glow Girls into roles and to doing other things, I think that would have been really good for a lot of the ladies who wanted to go. Some people need a push. I needed a push, but I will tell you, I did not I wanted to take a break from wrestling. It had been 4 years for me. I just wanted to be a 20-year-old. I wanted a boyfriend where I could go and hang out. I also wanted to go out to the clubs. I wanted to party. I wanted to be a regular 20-year-old. I did not want to be on the road. So that being said, there was an audition when WW and it was WWF had come to our city, and I had broken my leg wrestling, and I could not. I mean, I went to the audition and they were asking me so many questions. I'm like, oh my God, these guys like me. I cannot lie. I have to tell them I'm right in the middle of a broken leg. I could still walk on it, but it was so atrophied and I was limping. So I told them right away. And you know what? For me, that felt like, this is good. I don't have to be on the road again. What if they would have hired me? And what if I would have lied because I had this broken leg because I wanted it so bad? Well, obviously I didn't at that time want it so bad. I just wanted to hang and chill for a while. And then, like I said, I started my own company, Hollywood Productions, got my own cameraman, my own girls, and I am still doing that today. That is my income. I also have a little tiny soap company. It's just it's just my side gig. It's something that I do when I come off the road. Some people like to cook and some people like to read. And here's the creative part of me coming out. The soap. Oh my gosh, there's a soap right here. Look, there is and this is HollywoodBotanica.com. That's a peach soap. I love what I do. Here's tea tree, activated charcoal tea tree. They can just be very plain.
I think I can smell it from here. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. We need to make one of those smells, podcasts and smell. I don't know. That sounds weird. Maybe we better not go there. No. And you know what? Writing is a whole nother thing. I have a blurb on the back of my friend's book. His name is AJ Devlin. This one is about, it's a crime thriller fiction. And these are rollerbladers. What are they doing here? Yeah, I can't even talk right now. But anyway, I have a blurb on the back of his book. This is a great little true crime book. And you know what? I've done quite a few things. I've written stuff in a horror movie. This is called My Favorite Horror Movie 2. They asked me, what's your favorite horror movie? Now, this is where we have to go part 2. We have to go to the part 2 about the second part of Hollywood here, because I love anything horror. And I had written a horror movie called Deathmatch at Diablo. I have a 78 page script. And this is way before The Walking Dead. We're not talking about Walking Dead. This is pre. And it was about, us glow girls wrestling. We get out, we get in our bus, we're busing someplace, and we get stuck in the middle of nowhere. And you know how it goes from there. We go to this old town, zombies come out, attack us. So I would love to get that produced someday. And I think that would be amazing if we could do that. Who cares if it's, it's a little B movie, but that's lovely things that I like to do. So again, there's the creative part of me. So movies, some people, and writing, and I'm working on the autobiography. I've been working on it for a while. The COVID turned with my publisher. Everything kind of went slower. Well, we're only going to take these 4 for the year. And I'm like, I can't wait for the publishing. So I'm just going to probably do it myself, self-publish. It's a lot easier, a lot quicker.
Excellent.
So that
excellent.
Yep.
And
yeah,
do you have anything else that you would like to plug? Let anyone know if anyone wants to find you somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, of course.
Please.
I got a couple of things, and we have a couple of minutes. So I'm in Nashville right now in the NWA. I work with Billy Corgan here and there, not often, but we're good friends. And he's got a show, 3 shows that I'm going to attend this week. And then when I go to California, I'm going to not wrestle, but I've got a meet and greet with the wrestling guy. That's September 10th. So anybody in Los Angeles, September 10th at 11 a.m. That's in Huntington Park, California. I was also invited to Heroes and Legends. Heroes and Legends is in Indiana, and that's the end of October. And then WOW, David McLean's show, WOW, is going to be taping again in September. So I'm going to attend one of his shows. And then we go to December, and December will be the Los Angeles Comic-Con, which I've been doing for several years. And then if you guys are interested in any of, finding me, there's Twitter. My Twitter is Glow Hollywood. And if you're an Instagram person, it's official Glow Hollywood. And if you love soap, hollywoodbotanica.com, and you spell that with a K, by the way. So you have to create. If I couldn't create, oh boy, I think it would be pretty boring. But I'm not ready to give up anything of what I do right now. As you can see, I stay active as much as I can.
Very cool, Hollywood. And everyone, when this goes out on YouTube, down in the description, every single link of everything that Hollywood has mentioned will be on our description for this video.
You are so awesome.
I am very awesome, Hollywood. And we're getting to right at the end of this interview right here, where I have my final segment. It's I think it's 12 quick fire questions, 5 seconds to answer each question. I think you can do it. I know you can do it. Hollywood, first question. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Andre the Giant.
Excellent choice. Who was your favorite opponent over the years?
Well, that would be Sally the Farmer's Daughter.
I thought so. Do you have a favorite match that you performed in over your time in the business?
Yes, it's the Gestapo match. It was Vine and I against Mountain Fiji and Americana with Matilda the Hun. That's a great match.
Excellent. Getting away from wrestling now, do you have a favorite book?
Well, I love The Doors. Any book by The Doors is good.
Very
I'm a Doors fan.
Excellent. Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV. If we go all the way back, I have to do I Love Lucy's. Those were great.
Very cool. Halfway
or Breaking
through
Bad.
Now.
Or Breaking Bad.
You got to go with Breaking Bad. Come on.
Breaking Bad is just tremendous.
Getting halfway through now. Favorite film?
Bonnie and Clyde.
Excellent.
It's an old one. I like old movies.
Very cool. They are usually the best. Favorite musical artist or band? Could it possibly be on your shirt?
And Van Halen. Kiss or Van Halen. Sure.
Excellent. That's why Hollywood is my kind of gal. Moving away from the arts now. Favorite food?
Oh, yum. I like spaghetti and meatballs a lot.
Very cool. And continuing on with food, favorite place to eat on the road?
Oh God, there's no places to eat on the road. I like Panera. Panera's got salad, so Panera is good. I don't know if you have those there, but Panera.
We don't have anything here. We don't have anything.
I'll text it to you.
Excellent. 3 to go. I believe you're not a drinker, but if you have a favorite beverage in general, or if you do drink, favorite alcoholic beverage?
If I'm going to be at a steak restaurant, it has to be a good one. I love a dirty martini with blue cheese olives. Thank you very much.
Very classy. The second last one here, Hollywood. It's favorite male body part or attribute. You see a good-looking guy. Where will Hollywood's eyes go to first?
Ooh, face first. A face. Eyes, face.
Fantastic answer. And the last one.
Very visual. I'm very visual here. Then the rest will come.
Of course, if it's good here, then usually it's good everywhere.
It's you. I was just going to say that.
And the last one here, Hollywood. I don't believe you said one curse word on this show, but what is your favorite curse word?
The F word, of course.
The F word. That's the number one. If this were Family Feud, that would be the number one answer on this show.
There you go.
I'm like 137 episodes deep, so like everyone says the F word. Hollywood, thank you so much for your time here today. This has been so much fun. We're going to reconvene at some point in the future. I'd love to talk more with you about your wonderful life, all the stuff that you have accomplished. You've accomplished so much. You deserve to be so proud of what you've accomplished on this planet, my gorgeous, gorgeous friend.
I cannot wait to come back. I have part 2 for you. I have lots to talk to you about. Thank you kindly for your time. Thank you for inviting me. And thank you to all the fans that are out there. Have a blessed day, everybody.
Thank you, Hollywood. And thank you all out there for joining us for the Insider's Edge podcast. I'm Karlifornia. This is my home girl, Hollywood. And we will see you down the road. Thank you.